Welcome to Can't Catch a Break. I'm DJ and Dr. Shar Johnson. I want to thank you all for taking out the time for your busy schedule to listen to Can't Catch a Break on this Monday, November 10th, 2025. It's very cold outside today. In the area, it might be warm. You might be in Florida or somewhere, but I'm in the Midwest and it's cold. Yes, it's very cold here. Thank you all. I really appreciate you, family and friends. Really, thank you so much. Love to hear from you. You can leave your comments, you can leave your feedback. We'll love it. Your opinion does count. Your voice needs to be heard. I want to just open up and share this with you. I have a good episode on today. I have a good episode on today. And this one is really, I mean, really, we see what the times, the changes that we're living in, and we see how the behavior all of a sudden has become a kind of way of life in a strange way. The behaviors of some, due to psychological factors, mental factors, even a desire to fit in, even through pressure, influences. Okay. And one of the things I would like to talk to you about is what causes people to change around other people when you have known them, for a long time, as a friend. It seemed like certain people some have decided to take on this mindset just to fit in. I gotta be different. I just to show others that I'm making a good impression, then I am gonna act different, and it shouldn't be that way. Now, if you're a Christian, you're supposed to be friends with everybody. You're supposed to be loving and humble with everybody. If you're confessing salvation, love doesn't act unseemly. Love is kind. Love is not puffed up. Love is not envy. Love is to be easily treated. I mean, you understand what I'm saying. Mean that it is not two-faced. Okay, and what we see here, and sometimes in our society right now we're living in, is some have came to acknowledge that unless you're not part of my group or clique, or they call it, some have taken on that mindset to do that, to try to make good impressions, really. And the thing is, okay, it's okay to be respectful. It's okay to act normal, but it doesn't require for you to act unseemly, be full lifted up in pride. Now, we see that happens a lot. Even our own, let's keep it real, even our own, some family members, they change too. I mean, anybody family, you see it happens where some has a particular side of people or group or siblings that they want to be around. We see that happen a lot. That's why I said, if you're a Christian, you shouldn't be acting like that. And I know everybody has disagreements. I know that in families, there's always something going on, but at the same time, if you're confessing as a Christian salvation, you should be a loving and kind person. You should be acting different toward anyone when it comes to you being a Christian. You're supposed to be loving and loving kind. It's supposed to be kind. But I think it's the mindset we're seeing right now. I guess some people, feel that, hey, I'm gonna behave. Some people behave normal, some people don't. I don't know where it's coming from. Some like the brain is it's in the eyes, what they hear, what they see. Some people, their behavior changes. Uh, Even the social norms. Like I say, some people just change due to the fact when someone's offend them, they stay away there, and then you know, they stop talking to that person. Even the person try to come back and apologize. So some people have stronger resistance when it comes to really accepting apologies from others. It's something that trigger their mind, their brain, yes, to have them cause like act like that. So I just want you to be aware for those that's professing Christian, that you have to be humble. You have to be kind. You can't be two-faced. You can't be double tongued. Now, the Bible, if you look in the Bible, it tells you in Timothy about that. About how you're supposed to be sober as a leader, not double tongued. Faithful. You had obedient. And I'm paraphrasing a little this, but I'm saying that we see this happening a lot among people, how people change, want to fit in, to a point where some have even shunned others in the way of trying to fit in. Even when even having a degree, you have to watch about that. You get a degree, you get a certain status. Be careful because you can be full of pride. You can get lifted up, just like held in a position. You get a position as a Christian in the church, you gotta watch it because you can become lifted up in pride because they didn't built your head up to, oh well, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. No, no, no. You're supposed to be humble, and that is not going to get you nowhere with God if you read the Bible, because He says, "He that exalts himself shall be abased." See, but God had to do the lifting up. Okay, let's talk about that. People, uh, factors when it comes to factors when it comes to people altering their behavior to certain goals in life. Now, I understand you can be around people, but there's a time and place for everything. I mean, when it comes to your goals, when it comes to getting a job, when it comes to making good impressions, you have to be able to be accountable in those areas. You know, and the thing is, you don't want to get caught up in, if you're a Christian, when people earning you praises, then all of a sudden now your personality has been, you got the big head. They say the big old balloon head, okay? Where you start thinking that, hey, I know everything, right? When you start thinking that can't nobody tell me. So you have to be real careful. I mean, really, really be careful. So the reason why some people change because psychological factors, because things that goes on in their life, something that's troublesome, and then others can get to a point where they be full of pride, where uh, they want to fit in, they want to be different. They have a personality disorder, they call it. When it comes to, you start picking and choosing, that's not good as a Christian. I'm talking about for the Christian people, that I'm quite sure that, and that you have to be real careful, because believe me, temptation is gonna come your way. And are you gonna be humble, or are you gonna not think that you highly of yourself? Are you gonna, when people praise you, are you gonna be lifted up? What are you? I mean, that's what you gotta look at. Okay, just because you preach the sermon, um, and and you got good people, accolades and all that, but remember, you still have to remain humble. Now, I'm not here to judge anyone. I'm just telling you how the Bible says about pride when it comes to changing how, as a Christian. Now, I'm not. I know that for those that don't go to church, or that, okay, they know when it comes to, because they know there's a difference between, they looking at you. You think they ain't? They looking at seeing how you act. Your actions speak louder than words. And as a Christian, if you're gonna live a life as the Bible says, when it comes to being humble, and when it comes to not being full of pride, when it comes to being loving and kind, because people are watching you, and that's a trend what's going on right now. Um, People are changing their behaviors to a point where they're shunning people. And you pray for people like that. And for Christians, y'all pray, because it can happen to anybody. It can happen to when people come around. I mean, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to different lifestyle, um, some people you could, I mean, just being normal, because you get full of pride. Some people can introduce themselves to you, and some people think that, they don't have to talk to them, or, like, showing them off, but that's not going to get you nowhere in life. If you're shunning people off just being friendly to you and shaking your hand and all that, and you think you're better, that's not going to get you nowhere in life. Um, People change. I say once again, people do change due to growth, experiences, relationships, improvement. but they change it in a positive way. They're not changing to belittle people and make them feel bad or shun people. They're changing because they want to do better in their lives, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how you treat people in general, no matter what color they are, what background they are. You got to be the person that's the driver that sharing your experience and your growth and inspiring others. And that's how you do it. You don't get lifted up in an area when it comes to you developing, looking, doing personal growth, learning new things, um, and the people. Like I say, uh, the person with the personality. Those some that don't lack empathy, or cause they have no concerns for others. They feel that they're better. Uh, they're aggressive. I mean, they can be rude. You don't want to have that known either. Um, I mean, really have strong feelings towards someone when for unreasonable or distrust of others. I mean, really, there's some people that really just keep it real. That says, I'm Christian, but um, so you're supposed to show yourself friendly, but I've seen it, and that's not that bad. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. Just finding the person need to be prayed for because they have resentment, they have distrust, their personality change, and the more as you see as Christians, if they go through trials and things in their life, some because some have someone run the wrong way, some has a tendency of even not talking to others when others trying to get to talk to them. I've seen this, I'm witnessing this, but other people are looking at you. Okay, that's why it's important to pay attention, be observing, have some integrity about yourself. You know, because if you're a Christian, you have to walk circumspectly. I mean, really walk right. Uh, People changes, like once again, hurt. Uh, some people feel that they're not receiving enough, um, and some people just want to get away. Um, and, I mean, difficult people. I've talked about this before. That difficult people really is, you know, you have to deal with them. If Christians, when you talk about love and forgiveness, and not repay evil for evil. I mean, really, you're gonna always have. There's no perfect person, okay, but you have to be, okay. You have to love and forget those ones that, hey, you know what? Some people don't like each other, but at the same time, you got to love. That's what God says. Okay, praying for them that persecute you, and these are things that Christians, because there's a lot of talk right now. We see it in the social media, a lot of put downs, comes to different pastors. And some pastors just leaders put themselves out there to a point they give some people to talk about, okay, in a way where they know it's not uh, godly, but they're doing things anyway. So they're gonna get a feedback to others, presenting the word of God to them because of the things that they're doing. Um, we don't seek revenge. It shouldn't be anybody that tells you Christians should be seeking revenge. Then it's not truthful. You love and pray for them. That's what Jesus said. Okay, you don't repay evil for evil. You seek peace. You be generous. Forgiveness, overcome evil with good. We supposed to do all that as a Christian. I'm a Christian, okay, and I talk about things, issues that affect us. Well, you should be talking about everything. Well, guess what? As long as you live on this earth, you're gonna have issues to deal with. Okay, so you have to deal with things in a loving and kind way. And people can be rude. Some people can be mean. Okay, some people can hold things, grudges, uh, you know, and really, the biggest thing in true test is the Christians that you love and you forgive and you pray, I mean, really, because with the devil, I'm talking to someone that's, kind of confused there because one man they saying a Christian, say a Christian acting this way, and they're not being in church, and they can see what the things they do was bad, but when they see you represent God, then you're confusing them. You're confusing them because of your attitude, because your behavior is not lining up with God's word, And so I just wanted to share that because times where the behaviors have become, I mean, not normal. There's a lot of um, judgment. There's a lot of, you know, I mean, it's there. Okay, there's a lot of mean talk, a lot of things, but if it's supposed to be where it was Jesus. He always showed a way to handle people of being, when it came to silent or asking questions, or even rebuking them. Okay, but you can be firm and loving too. Okay, and so we see what's happening. Okay, because everybody wasn't, and the Christians wasn't always in church. They're gonna make mistakes. And don't tear them down. Don't bash them. Okay, you pray for them, or you pray for them. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, but then, like I say, people gonna talk against things that is evil, especially if you're a leader and you're out here doing clubbing music. I'm seeing this more, playing club music and in churches, dance groups. I mean, really, um, just begging to a point where using God's name in vain. I'm seeing this with, and getting people money. Uh, you know, um, it's becoming a laughing stock, to the devil. Okay, so the thing is, you don't react to when people are difficult or the behaviors are changing. Don't react to them. Okay, if they want to change their personality around certain people, step to the side. Okay, and you always supposed to say yes to them. In a comment, if they feel like they're, you know, want to be bothered, you be a big person. You be a loving person. That way you pose coals over the head of the devil. Okay, because we know what that is. Mhm. And now to motivate people to change is a good thing. Okay, but it's how you do it, not in a negative way, because what you telling them about some scenarios and things you had, and you was disagreeing. So don't motivate them to change toward another person, and some because you had it with some other people that you didn't like, and that's what we're seeing. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to judge, but these are things that's happening in the body, in the church house, in the church, around the church, outside the church. Yeah, for real. But it's happening for what? It's happening. So what? It's real. It's very real. Yeah. So what's next? What's next, y'all? Understand? What's next? Tell me what's next. What way would you handle that? What way would you handle it? I probably got a little glitch in the system here, but I'm moving on. So we have to look at what causes people to change suddenly. Okay, we always say psychological, we always say hurt, we always say things in their life when it comes to mental health or, change, things and people moves. We understand it. But if you're not having difficulty and you're a Christian and the Bible says to be loving, love one another. Love one another. We have to love one another. Now, disorders are very rare, but it's real. See, people with disorders, they have their thinking is kind of is messed up. Their behavior is messed up. They can't control their emotions. Uh, they have a lot of concerns. Uh, People abandoning them. Okay, so these are personality disorders. Now, Christians, you shouldn't be acting like that. You represent Christ. You should know personality disorder if you don't have it, and you know you ain't got it, but you want to be full of pride. You want people to see. You want people to pat you on the back. But yet, if you out here quoting the scriptures and saying, "Thus said the Lord," and you're acting like you and you're acting another way, then people see that, and God see that. Okay, and people do switch personalities. I think we all have some, ways sometimes we switch when but some because of stress, hurt, some do that. So I just wanted to share with you. We gotta understand the people, what causes people to change around people. Like I said, don't want to fit in factor, don't want to be somebody important. So, and the thing is, they gotta be careful because as Christians, you can be offensive, and you can turn people away, and you can hurt people, all because you got a position, all because you want to fit in, all because somebody's patting you on the back, and all that. So, and you're gonna have that in the church. You're gonna have that dealing with difficult people. You're gonna have that, okay? So don't think you ain't gonna have that. So I just wanted to tell you once again, this is where it's at, Riverside. Powered by Riverside FM. That's where I'm coming live with you. Those that's listening, leave your comments. Tell me what you think. You can poll me. I'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear from you. Let's talk. Okay, America right now is at a standstill. There's a lot of things that's happening. There's negative communication and there's positive communication. But I say accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. That's what you gotta do. You like the hamburgers, like the food say, you are what you eat when it comes to food. So what you gonna do? How you gonna change? Are you gonna change for the better, or you gonna be the one that have the prideful personality? Certain people come around you. Are you gonna take on a new person character, the other you? I call it the other you, y'all. The other you. This is the person that comes to be someone else because they're trying to make a good impression to fit in, but they don't realize that they're hurting people. I will thank you all for listening. Tell me what you think. Y'all have a fantastic and a wonderful and a prosperous day. Yes, you deserve it. You deserve that big hand clap. Yes, I welcome all comers. All right, I want to hear from you. Can't catch a break, y'all. Can't catch a break. Talking about things that affect everybody, all of us, where we can come together and make things better. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep moving. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Yeah, that's right. So you find yourself and got away from some people that you used to be with, all because you decide that they weren't part of your group or they didn't fit in no more. Then you need to check out yourself. You once was your friends. You used to talk to them. Now because you took sides, found other people you want to be with. Guess what? You need to examine yourself, especially you're a Christian. God don't have no two-faced people. You don't have no two-faced. That's not biblical at all. for to show yourself friendly at all times. Encourage, encourage one another. That's right. Well, thank you all for listening to Can't Catch a Break. I'm DJ and Dr. Shar. Thank you. Have a fantastic and a wonderful and a blessed day. All right. Good night.
So tired, every dog must have his day. Never do this.